Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Year's resolutions. Today is January 21st. Can you believe it? We're 10 days away from the end of the month. So it's been 21 days since I started this show, New Year's resolutions. The resolution for today is identify your emotions. Typically, when we are happy or we are in love, when we feel joy, we don't stop and analyze that because those are happy emotions. Those create good health and happiness overall. So you don't feel like you need to stop and analyze where are you so happy. And even if you do analyze, there is nothing wrong with it, right? You just feel that happiness and you want to be kind to people. You feel like life is worth living. You feel young. You feel beautiful. You feel appreciated. You just feel love, and you feel love for yourself, love for the world, right? Those are beautiful states of mind and well-being. So the emotions that typically makes us stop is depression. Depression is a big one. If you get depressed, you're feeling sad, you don't want to do pretty much anything, you just want to be asleep, you don't want to clean, you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to get up, you don't want to get dressed, you don't want to do makeup, you don't want to do your hair, you don't want to talk to anyone or see anyone or have anyone come over, right? Because you're feeling down. You don't feel like talking to anybody and even expressing how you're feeling because it's even like embarrassing talking about how you're feeling and trying to identify why are you feeling that way. If you do have someone you can talk to on the phone, I do recommend that you do that. If you have someone who is able to come and see you, it is helpful, especially if they are loved ones, or a good friendship that you have, or someone that truly understands you. And sometimes even little ones. My son Alex, he's 9 years old. He's very loving and caring and very understanding. He seems to analyze me in a way. Like a nurse, like an angel. He's very loving and caring. He's someone I am blessed to have in my life. So many times he's able to feel how I'm feeling without me talking to him. So he will be checking on me and asking me, "How are you feeling?" And if I say I'm tired or well, then I go to sleep. Right when I wake up, he asks me, "Are you still tired?" And then I say no. And then he said today, "What about milk?" Right? Just today he gave me $5 right here, because we ran out of milk and I need to go buy milk. And I said, "Oh my God, Alex." Right? Sometimes you have these promises that you keep to people who love you, and you haven't been able to fulfill those promises. So I told him that I needed to do my video, and he says, "That's fine. Maybe when you're done with the video, you can go buy milk." I say, "Yeah, that's fine." So what am I going to do when I'm done doing the video is that I'm gonna take him. The store is right here at the corner. I just need to drive like 2 minutes to get there and get the milk. But how are we feeling that we are forgetting the promises that we make to others because we are unable even to feel good, or we don't even have the space of mind where we're thinking about what we promised someone else that we will do, right? And it could be very simple, but they're counting on us, right? So how do you talk to the people who is counting on you when you cannot even count on yourself? And the best way of letting them know is being open. "I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling depressed. I'm tired. I have a headache." And so I talked to my sister on the phone earlier, and she was asking me how I felt because the other day we talked, she was feeling depressed. And I talked to her and I made her feel better. And I told her she had many reasons to be happy. And she felt better after my phone call. So today, when she called me, she kind of felt that I felt like she felt the days ago, right? So she talked to me. She told me how she saw my situation. Um, how she saw what I was explaining to her, because we have a sister that had a similar relationship to the one I was explaining to her. And she says, "I just see you like her." I say, "Yes, very similar." So sometimes people who knows you and cares for you can identify the pattern, pattern, hold on. Okay, I actually have it on my translate. Pattern. the pattern, the condition or the situation that you're going through, it's similar to someone else in the family. And this was a sister, my older sister, that we had. She had a husband, and she had a situation with him. And I was telling my sister my situation and how I'm feeling, because we were talking about it. And she says, well, I kind of see you like my older sister, in the same situation. I say, yes, actually very similar. Even the names of us are alike. So what is your situation that someone can be open-minded and maybe open another door for you, or another window, another way in which they see it, and you can kind of realize that yes, is very similar, and how you are looked in that situation, and how do you look at that particular situation yourself, how do you identify yourself, because many times that brings a clarity to our depression, right? And the way we're feeling depressed has a reason, and the reason why we feel depressed is because our needs are not met, our needs are not supplied. We are sometimes going through life, and we have these needs for affection or needs for attention that other people don't fulfill. So what makes us depressed is that if we don't fulfill those needs ourselves, we're going to get into states that are going to be hard to get out of, right? So we need to identify what is it that we can do for ourselves, and how can we supply those needs for us. And one way of supplying the need for you is being focused on you. What are you doing to make your life better in the present moment, but also in the future? What are you working towards that situation, present moment and the future? How are you seeing your life? And if you are depressed about health and not making it another way, how are you looking at leaving the planet? How are you looking at living at this world? And how are you seeing your last day? And what would you like to do before that hour and minute happen? Maybe there are things that you haven't experienced that are not so hard for you to do. And maybe there is a way of fulfilling that need that when you leave, it's not going to be in your bucket list. So the bucket list in American culture is this image, this concept of a bucket where you have dreams and desires, right? And they are there. So once when you fulfill the desire, you can take that piece of paper out, or that desire, right? So and also it's a way of putting those desires in the bucket list is a way of you knowing what's in there. It's identifying what is it that you desire, and whenever you achieve that experience, then it's no longer in your bucket list. So putting desires in the bucket list and taking them out once when they are fulfilled is a way of checking your goals, right? So what is on your bucket list, and what is stopping you from um, having that experience in your life? Is it money? Is it an ability to travel? Is it an ability to see someone that you love? Is it an ability to go to a paradise, the beach, or a house that you want to visit, or a house that brings you happy memories, or someone that you like to see? What is stopping you from doing that? And if it's something related to business or the professional world, what is stopping you from doing what you could be doing to look and feel the way you want to feel? And why do we go in life through these situations where anything we do and achieve is never enough? Where did we learn that anything we do is never enough, right? That doesn't matter how many awards you have, how much people congratulate you, how much people look at you like a hero or a leader. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't see yourself that way, if everything what you do doesn't seem like it's all you can do, and you're probably doing a lot of things at the same time, but you don't feel it's enough, you feel you can do more, you probably don't feel that it's even good enough or it will be helpful for someone. Sometimes it's like when you take pictures of yourself, when people tell you you are your worst judge, right? I believe that sometimes that's what is happening to us, that we are our worst judge. Give we don't give ourselves the credit that we deserve. We don't even see the kind of work that we do in the way that is valued, right? Sometimes we appreciate our own way of doing things, our own personalities, our own way of making others following us, a way of being an example, a way of being a leader, a way of showing people effort, a way of showing people how willing are we to do what we said we were going to do. These challenges that you see of people doing videos every day. I see Kathy Kulesha doing the 77-day challenge there in LaCroix. I saw Christina Katz earlier as well. Christina is Kathy's roommate. That's how I met her. And because she brought it to National Speakers Association. So you see these people doing all these challenges. I see Mark Brown on Instagram constantly doing videos promoting himself, right? So it's all these people, it's all this group of people who are overachievers. That's how I call people who doesn't think it's ever good enough or is ever uh, well enough done, or enough times done, where it's people who don't stop. We're doing so much at the same time that we don't realize how good is what we are doing, and how people look at us, how people shares our content, how people is glad to see that we just keep on doing and doing and doing, right? So what happens when we are doing so much at the same time that a specific point in our day we feel exhausted, we feel depressed, because we don't probably see the results yet of everything that we are doing, right? So that is normal. It's normal. So if you don't have someone to hug you and kiss you and say that they love you, even if you don't feel good, even if you don't look good, that is tough. People who lives alone, or people who lives with pets, it is sad because it's not a real person hugging you. And I do understand that pet love can be fulfilling, but it's never the same as having a human being hugging you. And I can tell you this because I have Alex and he's 9. He's almost my height, probably. But just to have his unconditional love for me is a blessing. So he is someone that I have close, right? Because he lives with me. He's very loving and caring. My older son is not like that anymore. He sees me, he says hi, he runs, he comes back. I don't see him that often. We don't communicate that much. And only if he needs help with something, we go to places together. And it's usually running errands or helping him with the stuff he hasn't experienced, so he doesn't know how it's resolved. And so I go and help him, right? But I do have Alex. So when you don't have anyone that can give you that human connection, or when you don't feel like you want to talk to anyone on the phone, or write a post or make a video about it, you're keeping it for yourself, right? And sometimes it's what we do. So how can you identify how you're feeling? And if you don't want to share with anybody, a good way of letting it out is writing. It's crying. Sometimes crying out all beliefs is a way of us getting out of the depression. Probably the way we're feeling depressed is because an old belief is coming back that we already thought, that we processed. So many times old beliefs come back for us to process if we already overcome those old beliefs, and that as reminders that our new beliefs are gonna erase those feelings, right? But we still get those old beliefs and those old feelings coming back because we are still working in ourselves. So whatever it is that you're still working on ourselves, you understand that also people who is also working on themselves. So when you are working on yourself, it doesn't mean that your life is like a tale, you're happily ever after, right? It's not like that. We do have these battles with ourselves. We have challenges. We have challenging situations that we are keeping overcoming, right? And but sometimes we do need help. We do need people to tell us, I love you, I value you, I care for you, I admire you so much. You know, whenever you mention someone's name on a video or a post, you're giving credit to that person because they deserve it. There is nothing that anyone is doing that they don't deserve that credit, right? Especially when people is making the effort. I know what it is to make a challenge, a video challenge live. I did the past video challenge, 90 days, right? They're doing 77 now, and it's already 21 days of that challenge. So I feel like I'm going a la par with them, like together. A la par in Spanish is going with someone, pairing. So I am going with them at the same number, but I'm doing New Year's resolutions. So my resolutions are gonna end in January 31st, the 31st last day of the month in 10 days because today is the 21st. So my resolution month is gonna end at the end of the month on the 31st, but they are gonna keep going doing this live challenge 77 days, and then I will begin being my Valentine, but that is only going to be 14 days. So I will be doing 45 days on a row, and they will still continue be going on the 77-day challenge. So what is the reason why people do challenges is they are learning to push themselves. They are learning to be creative and find ways to find a different topic every day to talk live, right? To talk on video, to be comfortable in camera. And it's amazing how much you learn about yourself by doing this. Many times, it doesn't matter how many people connect to your live video, but you're learning about yourself. I started recording this video earlier and I couldn't say the word pattern. And so I had to go to my Google Translate that I use a lot because
pattern, pattern,
right? My first language is Spanish. So sometimes I think in Spanish and sometimes I think in English. Most of the time I think in English. But when I'm trying to express a concept, I try to explain it in the way I have lived it, in the way I see it in others, in my current situations happening. Many times, what I'm telling you in the videos is something that happened in my life recently, something that I saw. In a way, I can explain it to you, right? I don't do much of research because I do believe in spirituality. And when you are connected to spirituality, the right message comes to you. So I just trust and believe in that, that the message that I'm getting is what needs to be out and expressed. And it will be helpful for someone because it's helping me. So who am I? I am a mirror of what people might need or like or want, right? So my life experiences is what I have to offer. I don't know how other people feel. It's like Frida Kahlo used to say, I paint my own reality because she was painting herself. Frida Kahlo is a Mexican painter who was married to, what's his name? Mm, okay, I had to go to Google to find the name because I couldn't think of it. Diego Rivera was Frida Kahlo's husband, and they have a very unique relationship. So I was going through Google right now, finding quotes from Frida Kahlo. So there is one was hard to see on my lighting. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you. So this is in Spanish. Soy el tipo de mujer que si quiero la luna me la bajo yo solita. I am the kind of woman that if I want the moon, I will get it down myself, right? So, what kind of woman or man are you, and what are you able to do for yourself? Um, what have you been struggling with, and what has been your life story? What has been the hardest aspect for you to forget? Who is the person that you're having the harder time forgiving? And many times these kind of people, they keep coming back on our life. They think that they are still playing the same role, and they try to talk to you like you are still playing the same role in their life. And many times it's not that way anymore. It happens with our exes, right? This kind of people sometimes they talk to us like they still have the same position they used to have. It happens to me with my ex-husband. The other day I posted a picture on Instagram, the one with my son Nate, when I was riding with him, and he sent me a text message and he says, "Look at the picture I have on my screensaver." And I say, "Yeah, that could have been your family because we've been divorced for 15 years, right?" He's trying to show me the kind of picture he has as we were a family together. His son is his son, right? But I am not a part of his life anymore. So what happens when people that we have ex relationships tries to talk to us like we are still part of that uh, way of living, part of that relationship and the way it used to be, when they don't realize that we move away from that relationship, from that way of living, and it's not our present life anymore, right? It changed it because we went on a different way. So how do you deal with people like that that tries to talk to you like you were the person that they had at that time, right? How do I deal when my ex-husband tries to talk to me like I am still his wife? Many times I have to tell him, "I'm not your wife anymore. You know, you made a choice, you move on, you're remarried. So we're not that couple anymore." Right. And sometimes it's hard for exes to understand that. And you might have an ex relationship, either a man or a woman who tries to call your attention and letting you know they still see you like the person you were in their life, when you know the reality is that is not right, is that is not the reality. It's probably something that they see as beautiful because they see the beautiful part of a picture, the beautiful part of you, but they're not present in your life to go with you with the struggles. They don't see the difficult part. They don't see why is the reason that you are together with a person and what were you doing, right? So that day that we took the picture, I went with my son Nate because he was getting an appraisal. He was uh, driving the other day. He went to McDonald's and there was a young boy who backed up and made a few scratches on his car and it needs to be fixed. Well, he got mad because this car we got it not too long ago, and it's a nice car and it's a brand that is expensive. So I don't want to talk about those details, but so we went and got an appraisal that day, and I took a picture because I'm not with him that often. So like together on his car, we each drive our own car, and like I said earlier, it's only when we do errands that we are like riding together and stuff. So we took the picture and that looked nice, right? So he sees me and his son, and it's just a beautiful picture of someone who you can show off as your family. But he doesn't know what we were together, what we were doing, right? And it's nothing that is difficult. It's just that sometimes the relationship with me and my son is very challenging due to his age and the way he thinks and the way I think. So we bump heads a lot. So it's beautiful to see a beautiful picture, even I feel happiness about it, right? But the people who is no longer in your life have no idea of what you go through, of what are your struggles now, right? So it's easy to say, "I still see you like that," when you look pretty, when you look in peace, when you look happy, when you're having a good moment. What about if you posted a picture or they can know your situation and you're having a hard time, or you got a disease, or you're feeling depressed, or you're struggling with work or money? Will you think that will be the same reaction? Probably not, right? So sometimes people is attracted to the beautiful part of you, to the part that requires no effort for them, right? It's easy to have a son or a daughter where uh, you don't contribute to what they're doing or their success, but as soon as they are successful you are showing them off. "Oh, this is my son," or "This is my daughter," right? But the person who is struggling and helping and really going through the process with the person is the one that doesn't even care for the credit, because they've been through the whole situation and they see what it is for real. They see how much it costs, money wise and effort wise, and every way of uh, every step of the way to get where you get, right? It's like when someone graduates, we're only able to do the celebration but we don't pay attention to how hard it was to get there, or how difficult it was, or what happened throughout the process. We only see the success. We only see the last step. So many times in life, when you are doing something that attracts others, they only see the result. They only see the last step on that day. They only see the beautiful part of it. They don't see what's behind it. And that's what happens many times when we go to concerts, when we go to music, when we see movies. We see the result of a beautiful project. We see the beauty of it. We see the love. We see the perfection. But what is behind it is so much more that we are unable to see. So that's what happens to us, right? Sometimes we're able to show the beautiful part and the last step of what we are and who we are at the moment, right? But what is behind it is what makes us depressed sometimes, what makes us working ourselves and loving ourselves again. We need to keep on loving ourselves again, again, and again. So identify your emotions. Identify how you are feeling. What is the reason that you are feeling that way, and what can you possibly move? What can you possibly do to move from an old belief to a new belief? Because when new beliefs are installed in our brain and our heart, they replace the old beliefs. But that doesn't mean that we get rid of the old beliefs completely, because sometimes uh, situations or interactions with people make you feel uh, in the old movie, if that makes sense. Like you see yourself in the old movie, and then it takes you a while to realize you're not in that movie anymore. That character doesn't have that kind of power or control over you. They don't get to decide what you're gonna do, and they don't live with you anymore. They don't get to decide what your life is from now on. You are the one who gets to decide. So understand the roles that other people play in your life, and they might be a part of an old movie. And if it's a movie that is recent or is part of a series that has been going on, you decide when you want to stop playing that movie and end that series, right? So our decision of stopping the relationship with someone is what is going to make our life change, is what is going to open the door to other possibilities and to a new person. And if you don't want anyone right now, it's very healthy that you take time. I've been single for 15 years. I can tell you that you need this time. You need the time to heal. You need the time to heal yourself. And it's not like it's a never ending job, but it is a job that requires you to fall in love with yourself over and over every day. Every day you have to be able to rescue that girl and that boy, that lives inside you, and that needs so much help still. When you go back to the way you used to feel with not having power, not having a saying, not having much to really argue, and a situation were thrown at you, and you didn't have much power over it. You just have to go with it and do what you can. And when you're little, there's not really much that you can do. So many times in life, we feel that way. We feel powerless. We feel that we don't have control over the situation, and that life takes over us. And a good way of taking yourself out of depression is analyzing the beautiful things that have happened in your life, who you are as a person, who you are as a leader, who you are important to, whose lives depend on you, and how will it be for them if you were not alive? So your life is valuable, and you need to appreciate that. You need to appreciate you as a person, as a human being. I love you. Thank you for watching. Identify your emotions. If you are unable to talk to anyone, write them down. Identify what it is that you're feeling. And if you need some rest, take the rest. And you feel better. I know you feel better. I took a rest, and then I'm able to do the video for you now. And now I have to go get milk for Alex. Thank you for watching. Bye.